All right, folks. Another episode of VAiR TV, along with Mickle Moore. Sleeves here from the Senior Pickleball Port and Mickle from the Mickle Pod. Let's talk VAiR, but I think what we're going to do before we get started is just kind of see where you're at and I'm at with the world of pickleball because things are changing constantly. We're both involved in a number of different things, but how's your game? I mean, let's talk about our games a little bit. Like, how's your game going, man?
Game is going okay. I mean, I still struggle. I'm playing in an Apple League right now, 50 plus mixed league. It's a lot of fun. And what I find though is I still find myself struggling with the same things that I've always struggled with since I started playing pickleball. One is kitchen line, kitchen line, kitchen line, got to get up to the kitchen line.
Yeah.
And when to reset. And I think too because I have I have a lot of the shots and I can defend pretty well.
Yeah.
What I don't like this growing lob trend that I'm seeing,
Yeah,
but
me either.
what what I do what I'm starting to try to apply when I play is like what we were talking about with Dane not too long ago, and I think what's important if you even want to just level up a little bit as a rec player is hey, you play against the same people pretty often.
Right.
Pattern recognition. What are they doing all the time, right?
Right.
People know what I like to do, and to that point, I'm like, try to stop it, right? There's a couple shots I have. It's like I'm gonna put it over there until you keep defending it better,
Right.
right? But also try to understand, okay, when I hit it over there, know what they're gonna do. When I hit it back over there, what are they trying to do most of the time, and actually react to it instead of going,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. I think for me, it's very similar. It really comes down to, like you said, I think, I've got enough shots. I know how to do most of the things fairly adequately, but it's when to do them. It's the decision making and anytime I watch Ben, it's so rare to see him make a bad decision. And I think that's what's fascinating to me is to watch him is like he just doesn't make bad choices really. If he doesn't have it, he just gets it sets it back into the pattern that he wants by either hitting the ball short or hitting it to a safe space and then getting back to what he ultimately wants. And it always seems like he's controlling the game mainly because even as good as all these top pros are, um, he just doesn't really make bad choices too often. And for me, I'm like, if I can get to that where I'm not making really ridiculous choices sometimes, hero ball shots, those shots where you're like, oh, I could pull this off. And maybe you do once in a while. But ultimately, it's like, I think I get too fancy sometimes. I don't need to be so damn
oh,
fancy. Like today I played
absolutely.
and I didn't drive the ball much. I'm like, just drop it where you want to drop it to a backhand in the middle and get your ass up there and start playing ball. And it seems to calm me down a little because a lot of times if I'm driving the third, the counters are so good now that, even if you're trying to drop that fifth, it's down at your feet. It's already chaos ball. And I'm finding like if I can start off the point with it without going into the chaos mode of the point, the game seems to slow down for me a little more and I make more shots with intent. So,
Yeah, and I think too, because we play a lot of doubles, and whether
yeah.
you're playing mix or playing with your guy buddies or whatnot,
Yeah.
moving together, right? And
Yeah. Right.
understanding that a little bit. So, in a mixed league, like we were talking about, they're gonna target, the lady. They're gonna target the lady, target the lady. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to find myself, where can I be to try to get in the right right
Yeah.
position? Sometimes I'm just like, because I don't want to just kind of like just stand there. Can
Yeah.
I try to get into a better spot if they hit one a little away from her? I could reach in and get it, not
Right.
by running over her, of course,
Yeah.
but it's a give and take. Speaking of which, I mean, a lot of hubbub in the Pickleverse and, about Alshon and Tyra Black
Yeah.
winning
Perfect example.
and the fact that he was taking the majority of the balls, taking the majority of the points. And,
Yeah.
you hear a lot of both sides of the deal.
Right.
I'm to the side of, I think they won. And I
Right.
think they were both okay playing the way that they played.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most interesting comments I saw was something Anna Bright said was like, well, Tyra Black can play that way.
Yeah.
She she's so athletic that it's not going to bother her so
Yeah.
much. And I'm sure, I mean, when you're at that level, you want to win. You're,
Oh yeah. 100%.
you're up there to win
Yeah.
those titles because that's going to get you to the next level of potential more endorsements and things like that. I mean, that's way above our pay grades, but I think it's interesting hearing the banter across the Pickleverse on both sides of the net. We're like, oh my gosh, he doesn't let her play and
Yeah.
this and that. Well, Anna Lee is a much better player than Tyra Black. I can say that.
Oh yeah.
And Ben takes it away from her all the time. I mean, maybe not so much anymore. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's pickleball, folks. That's how the game is played sometimes. And it's
Yeah.
not to take away from the female partner at all.
No. And I think ultimately, a lot of people just really don't understand the pro game. They get confused with this line down the middle, like this is my half, this is your half. It's not rec ball. If somebody was doing that rec ball, yes, I would have an issue with somebody jumping in front of everybody all the time. My only issue is Alshon is somewhat tone deaf most of the time in his interviews, and I would never refer to any teammate as my backup. Um, so that's the
Well, he can take
problem
the heat for that. And
I
I
have with
mean,
Alshon is I think he's oblivious to some of the crap that comes out of his mouth, which doesn't exactly help um, the relationship of the team. I don't think Tyra has any problem with the way that goes either, as far as strategy goes. I would have a problem with him referring to me as my backup, as a phenomenal player is Tyra is, and that's on him. He's got to be a little more um, intentful in his language.
more repetitions at the podium. Hopefully he gets a little
Yeah,
better,
yeah,
a little
exactly.
better at those sort of things.
Right, right, 100%. So let's talk. I thought it'd be a fun little quick episode. Let's talk about 5 things we like about VAiR and you may like about VAiR. It'd be a good title for a video. And I'll start. I'll do one, go to two, back to me, and then we'll do 5 of them and see what we got at the end. And it's kind of what we enjoy about it, and hopefully what you may enjoy about it too if you decide to jump into the world of VAiR, so to speak. Sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Go
for
ahead.
me, I'll start. Number one, it's really it's VAiR that starts with the V, and for me, I've said this 100 times. It's about visuals, and it's nice to have you be, I guess, evaluated with either a set of eyes on you personally, or a game that you have been recorded on your phone or whatever, where people can actually evaluate the skills, the choices you make, the shots that you select, the shots that you have available in your repertoire. So I think visuals an important thing going forward, and with AI and all the camera work that's all over the world and all these um, AI cameras that you can throw into algorithms, it's only going to get better and better and better. So I think the thing I enjoy most about VAiR is that it's a visual rating system, and you don't have to necessarily just count on scores and who might be in that game. You can actually see what's going on, which obviously comes back to things that you can work on because they're visually assessing you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, one thing we both like is that it's free for
Yeah,
people to begin to
right.
see for themselves, right, what it's all about.
Right.
And I can piggyback on that by saying, hey, you could join for free. You go
Yeah.
out with some of your friends. How many of you are filming your games already? You
Right.
are. And so join for free.
Yeah.
Film a match. Film that little 2 hour, you each rotate around. You're playing kind of a mini round robin anyway. You
Yeah.
can film it, send it in, and go from there.
Right.
And I think that's what I like about it. It's easy to set a baseline for yourself.
Yeah.
And then with VAiR, you mentioned the visualization. You're watching yourself. You can then call in a coach and really have a baseline rating there. And again, we're out there playing with each other on the court. A lot of us are already filming it. You're 2 steps, you're already doing most of it.
True. True. It's absolutely true. I
And
mean,
so I think
yeah, go
that's
ahead.
I that accessibility to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's visual. Obviously, it's free, and I think the other thing I like is it's just an alternative. It's another alternative to what's already available. You can talk about UTRP, you can talk about Duper, you can talk about USA Pickleball ratings, whatever people have. Um, and people aren't generally happy with all ratings at this point. it seems to be. And so this, when VAiR comes into the universe, it's something
That's right.
else, and they're trying something else, the visual portion, which we talked about. And as you mentioned, um, you can enter the VAiR world free and just start off with the basic rec rating. And then if you want to go a little further, then you can have a rater come out. You can
Yeah.
send in games. If you want more statistics, you can add VAiR Plus and whatever you want to do, and dive into this silly wiffle ball game and
Right.
all the statistics that it offers. And it's an opportunity to do that. But for me, it's just another choice that's out there, and in a marketplace where there's a lot of paddle choices, a lot of ball choices. Why not some rating choices as well, and find something that works for what kind of games you play? Maybe you're just a rec player, and maybe you play a couple tournaments a year. Maybe you play in a league, but kind of find the
Well,
rating system
and
that works for you, and there's an
to
alternative for you.
diversify your game, to open up more avenues in pickleball. Here's now a sport where you might carry a couple of ratings from a couple of different systems to open yourself up to play in a tournament with a friend here. Maybe you're on vacation.
Yeah,
You start to take your paddles with you, right? Maybe you see a little cool thing at the
right.
resort you want to enter, and they're actually doing it with VAiR, or they're doing it with one of the other systems that you mentioned. Hey, now you're
Yeah,
ready to go. And you know right where you fall in. There's not a lot of guesswork with this rating system. And what I like too is you mentioned the rec or a verified rating, so you can play and not have to be worried. And
right,
what I really like, and we talk about this all the time, is, and VAIR's ahead of the curve here with the gender metrics,
right.
the age metrics, and things of that nature, so that you're playing your game. And if
Right.
you want to play up, that's okay. If maybe you're pretty good and you're playing with somebody to help bring them up, that's okay
Yeah,
too. We've
right.
got to get away from putting so much emphasis on what our rating is. And this is why we joke about like your golf handicap, right? I
Yeah,
mean, it's like, come on, lie to girls. You don't need to lie about your handicap or your pickleball rating, for crying out loud.
100%. All right. So finally, I think, and this kind of falls back on my first point, and all of them in general is, I like to know specifically what I have to work on. And being visually assessed allows that, because especially if you have somebody that comes in and rates you and they go through all the different matrix of what you can do and what you can't do and what level you're doing them at, I'd like to walk away and go, okay, I need to work better on decision making in the mid court, because obviously I'm popping up balls or I'm attacking balls below my knees, blah blah blah, or I'm losing patience at the kitchen because I'm three dinks in and I want to lab right away. Um, maybe it's a positioning, court positioning. I'm always reaching for the ball. I'm never behind the ball. Those are
Right.
important things, because if we keep doing the same things over and over again and we're wondering why our rating isn't going anywhere, it's because we're just kind of spinning our wheels. And ultimately, this, as we talked about specifically more in last episode, is I think you have to look at these rating systems as tools, and they're
Right.
tools to help you make yourself better, instead of considering it a weight that you have to carry because you have to maintain a particular number in your head that you have to live up to. So I've really tried to switch my mentality, and I think VAIR's allowed me to do that, because it's more of this building my skill set, building the pickleball journey, as we always say, rather than just am I a 3.9 or am I a 4.1, or
Yeah.
or whatever it happens to be. I want to know, what do I have to work on, man?
Right. Right. Because the only way to get better in this game, we talk about it, everybody plateaus.
Yeah,
Even the best in the world
right,
plateau. And they
right.
have to work on new stuff. And what we were joking about earlier when we started is how we go for the hero shots and everything.
Yeah,
When they're practicing, those aren't the shots they practice. Those just happen in the match. They're
right,
practicing the shots
right.
that win points. They're practicing with intent. And if you're going to practice, that's how you should practice. And system like VAiR, record it, send in scores, work on specific areas, truly building your own personal foundation in this great game. We're not going to stop playing it, that's for sure.
No, absolutely. So yeah, folks, jump on in the VAiR universe. Get your free account, link in the description. Check out the website. We talk about it all the time, how much we're appreciative that there's another alternative out there like VAiR, and it just makes other rating systems better, and those rating systems will make VAiR better as well. So check it out. Stay tuned for all the updates on VAiR TV. And
Absolutely.
Mikkel, why don't you take us out of here, man?
Hey, Sleeves, really enjoyed it. Great episode today. Everybody, like he said, get to the website, check it out. You can join for free. Do it today. And of course, pickle on.
All right, we'll see you next time. Let's pickle.